Who is this guy?
Mallory, I'm Jules.
Every competitor who appears on Big Break does so in search of a life-changing experience.
Great shot, Julesy!
But when they arrived for their shots at Big Break Ireland, Mallory Blackwelder and Julien Trudeau had no idea what kind of life-changing experience was in store for them.
A little different today without your teammate to talk to.
She was the feisty one. He was the sarcastic one.
There's a strange noise this morning when Andy deferred, and it sounded a little bit like bark, 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 bark.
They began as opponents on opposite sides of the Team Liffey and Team Straffen divide.
Good job. Well done. She's found the green.
She's now safe and on to the next show.
They ended as partners, for better or for worse. To begin, there was the awkward courtship phase.
Like playing in the sand?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
I like the beach. We're in bikini, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be needing it too much here.
Well, good talk. Good talk.
Then came the moving in stage.
You guys got room for one more?
Here.
Oh, she's being nice to you now, boy. She knows.
Yeah, it's the first time all
Oh,
week.
boy, she's playing the game now.
And in between, there was a lot of great golf.
Ripperoo, she ripped it.
Yep. Great shot. Thanks.
That was awesome. First shot.
Get up. Wow. Great shot. Thanks.
While Julien's defeat in the finale at the hands of Irishman Mark Murphy signaled the end of his competitive career.
Thanks, brother.
It marked the beginning of the blossoming romance with his Big Break sweetheart. His playing career in the rearview mirror, Julien entered the caddy ranks, working firstly for Mallory and later on the PGA Tour. For her part, Mallory was trending upward and accepted an invitation to appear on Big Break NFL.
Second chance. All right.
Mallory, Big Break Indian Wells alum Will Lowry, and NFL Hall of Famer Tim Brown joined forces in Puerto Rico, and it was a team effort.
Oh, Mallory. Good job, girl.
Go.
Through thick and thin.
The fact that we're winning and losing as a team is kind of scary. We're all depending on each other.
Oh, that one ricochets for Will.
Sorry, Mal.
Don't talk, just hit.
While wrestling with the team dynamic, Mallory was able to display the talent that would eventually see her achieve her dream of playing on the LPGA Tour.
Be ready for her to make this, Isaac.
Go in.
She's got it.
What a huge putt.
What do I gotta do to beat this woman?
That was the putt of my life. I will remember that putt forever because I knew I had to make it and I got it done.
Mallory would again come up one episode short of the series finale, this time with her team by her side.
Golf shot.
Get in the hole. Get in the hole.
Golf
Get in the
shot.
hole. Get in the hole.
But once again, the Big Break experience provided surprises and perspectives.
Mel, great plan. Great plan.
Jerry Rice came up to me and was like, dang, girl, like that was crazy. And he thinks what I did was amazing. And, Tim Brown thinks what I did was amazing. It was a great feeling and I will never forget that. I really learned through this whole experience that no matter what life throws at you, you just have to deal with it. I could not have asked for a better team.
Undoubtedly, the advice from more than a decade ago applies to Mallory and her new team today. The Big Break for 23 seasons. Spanning more than a decade, the groundbreaking series produced tour champions, Ryder and Solheim Cuppers, and of course, characters.
Hold that thing tight.
You lived their stories.
Yankee Doodle went to town riding on my wedge.
Now, catch up with some of your all-time favorites as we present Big Break, Where Are They Now?
Mallory and Julien, it's great to see you. A Big Break couple, a Big Break wedding that I didn't get invited to, by the way. But it's so great to see you at your home in Kentucky. How are you both?
We're good. We have a new 4-month-old addition to the family. So that's keeping us busy. We have an almost 5-year-old daughter, Madeline. So we're adjusting to life as a family of 4. And that is keeping us very busy.
And, it's just chaos, and we're just in it, and we're in the trenches, and, see you in about 18 years.
I want to take you back to the beginning, to Big Break Island, and how this romance first started. When did this spark first light up?
You don't get cast for a golf show thinking that you're going to go, meet the person you're going to marry. You're going there to play golf. So, obviously we didn't even know it was going to be a co-ed season when we first, found out about it. So we just kind of got to know each other, and then it went from there. John, well done. IW, the second eliminator.
Thank you.
I was reading some notes about the contestants, and Julien was described as a well-spoken French Canadian with a sarcastic edge. Do you think they hit the jackpot there, Mallory, with that description?
I do. I think that's a pretty good description.
And has he changed?
No, not really. No, just the same old Jules that everybody saw on TV.
Julien, I mean, you were close to winning Big Break. At the time, this was kind of like a last gasp for you, wasn't it? I mean, you were transitioning out of playing full time, and you'd been very close.
What makes you think I didn't win, Tom?
Oh, yes. What a romantic.
Thanks for teeing that up for me.
Yeah, in terms of your golf, it was a tough time for you.
It was. And I was pretty much on my way out. I didn't have much money left. Didn't have enough money to go to Q school and this and that. And it was just kind of a last-ditch effort to, okay, let's give it one more go and get these exemptions and maybe just, catch lightning in a bottle. We filmed in May of 2011, and then, that was it for me, for my career after that.
Oh, what happened? Went in the trash can almost.
You tell my 3-wood's my favorite club in my bag.
Just exhausted, kind of every last ounce of energy I had, and I was 30 years old and broke, so it was time to make a move.
You've been working out on the PGA Tour, caddying quite a bit for Graham Dillette when he was still playing. When did you get that break?
I started caddying for a friend of mine named Chris Barilla, and he and his caddy, Derek Mason, put in a good word for me with Graham, and Graham hired me for 3 events, and those 3 weeks went pretty well, and now I'm serving a life sentence caddying.
And Mallory, your career was still going at the time, and you went on to play on the LPGA Tour.
Yeah, I felt like, it was kind of opposite of Julien. Big Break kind of, was the end of his career, but it really kind of bumped my career in a good direction as far as, just exposure and sponsors. And so I was able to kind of keep it going and play on the Epson Tour. And then I earned full status on the LPGA Tour for 2015.
And you came back for another round of Big Break NFL.
Well, I mean, I had an amazing experience the first go around, and I felt like it was the chance of a lifetime. And so then I was getting the second chance of a lifetime. So why not go do it again?
Let's go left. Let's go left.
Sit down. Put the brakes on. Put the brakes on. Yes.
Oh!
Get buckets.
Bam!
Give me low.
And what did you learn from that show? Because it was interesting being around those athletes, competing as well with those athletes.
It was really a very cool experience. I mean, Jerry Rice, Tim Brown, I mean, these guys are legends. But I think the most interesting thing for me on that show, seeing them compete, was how nervous they got. I mean, they were really nervous, and they were saying that it was so intense, and that, so I think some of them said they had never felt pressure like that. Go, go, go.
Oh, he can't believe it.
They're high-level football players, not necessarily high-level golfers. So I think that that's a testament to how intense, competing on Big Break is.
What was it like watching the shows back?
Well, you don't know how you guys are going to cut, edit, and what you're going to use. So, you got to watch what you say a little bit, because, I mean, you're always on the mic.
In the heat of the moment, in competition mode, it's easy to forget, oh, yeah, they can hear everything that I'm saying. You're whispering to your teammate, and then it's why am I whispering? Because the mic is right here.
Right. Let's go down here and see what Mr. Murphy got going on.
I'm gonna come down here and see what Miss Blackwelder is going on.
And then it airs after you guys, edit the show and you don't remember, what you said or what, certain things. And, it's a box of chocolates.
You know how to say bad captain in French? Bennett.
Was there a moment where you realized, oh wow, I'm on a TV show that gets a pretty good audience? I'm being recognized. Was there a moment for either one of you where that happened?
This woman came up to Julien and she was so excited. And she was like, oh my gosh, you were on Big Break. And then he was like, yeah, and this is Mallory. She was on it too. And then she got even more excited and she was literally jumping up and down. It was pretty funny.
I thought I tried to say, no, ma'am, that's not me. My name is Steve.
You might have.
My name's Steve. Sorry, your mistake.
You might have. That would be your about.
We had one recently. I was caddying, and in the middle of the tournament, the standard bearer came up to me and was like, were you on Big Break? Yes. We're going to go make birdie. We're good.
So talk to me about life after Big Break and after playing Mallory. When did you decide that was it, that you were going to go in a different direction?
So 2014, I played a full season on the Epsom Tour. And I won a tournament and I was playing well. I had several top tens. It was probably the most intense year of my life. I was 9th on the money list going into the last tournament of the season. Ended up finishing 10th. That tournament ended on Sunday. We got married 5 days later on Friday. And then we went straight to the Big Break Invitational at Reynolds Plantation. So that was a whirlwind. Honestly, it felt like kind of all of my dreams came true in that span of 12 days. I think that mentally, I just kind of peaked right there. So I played 17 tournaments on the LPGA Tour in 2015, and I made one cut. And it was brutal. I kind of just felt like, we were kind of moving into a different phase of life. And so it just kind of, fizzled out, to be honest. Not my love for it necessarily, but I just wasn't willing to put in the work necessary to play at the top level.
Julien, so Graham has kind of stepped away from playing competitively. After you worked for him, what have you been doing on the tour, and what are your goals for caddying? What would you like to be? What would you like to accomplish?
So I bounced around a little bit in 2018, and then picked up Adam Long and worked for him for 3 years. And I worked for Lonto Griffin as well. And then Mackenzie Hughes reached out to me to work for him. And so as far as my goals, I'm just trying to buy some bacon.
Are you playing any golf, you two?
To be honest, we don't play a ton. Madeline is starting to get into it more. And so I think once she starts playing, we'll feel like it's a, good use of time to go out as a family and play. But when you're trying to run a house and have 2 kids, it's a lot.
Do you keep up with anybody that was on Big Break Island?
I used to see Mark Murphy at the PGA show every year. He's a trip. He's literally the funniest person I think that I've ever met.
Kelly's hitting her putt thinking about Mallory.
Can't wait to choke her. She'd wake up in the middle of the night, she'd be knee on the chest with the toothpicks.
It was tough to be mad at Mark Murphy, right? I mean, even though he got the better of you at the end. I mean, you were pretty good pals then, weren't you?
Yeah. So after the show, actually, I went to Dublin with him, and we took the train over to the west coast of Ireland, where he's from, Waterville. Hung out there. We went to his cousin's wedding. Don't remember much from it, but I went to an Irish wedding, and it was incredible.
Oh, he wins Big Break. When do you decide, well, you know what, I'm just going to go to this guy's family wedding?
That night. Yeah. Just like, he's like, come with me.
That's the kind of guy that Mark is, though. Like, it was, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he probably felt bad for me a little bit, He's like, sorry, first place, 50 grand, second place, donut.
And as we wrap things up, what advice would you give to future big breakers if the show comes back?
I would just say, just enjoy every minute. You're going to be thrown into these crazy situations and high stress and high pressure. And with these other contestants that you really do form a lifetime bond with. and just enjoy it and live it up.
I would give some thought to the possible interview questions, and maybe kind of spice up the verbal part of the show. I don't know.
Well, regardless of how things played out for both of you on Big Break, you really are winners because you have the first Big Break family. Well, speaking of our first Big Break family, here they are, Mallory and Julien with the kids. Who do we have here?
Renee? This is Madeline and Logan.
This is a great story that kind of transpired from the show. Do you guys ever sit down and watch it again? Have the kids? Well, not Logan, but has Madeline seen it?
I think she's watched maybe just the first episode sometime last year, maybe. So yeah, she thought it was pretty cool.
And has she called the golf bug yet?
Yes, you like to play golf, don't you?
Who teaches you how to play golf?
Mimi.
Her Mimi, her grandma, shows her how to. Mal's mom, who's a teacher and coach and all that, so she's in good hands.
Good one.
That's great. Get them out there young and start them getting in love with the game. Now, what is family life like for you guys now up there in Kentucky?
Well, as you can see, we're very busy. Madeline was 4.5 when we had Logan, so we'd kind of gotten used to just her being the only one, and then
No, 4.
Ah, okay.
Sounds 5. But yeah, that second kid is a game changer, as I'm sure that all parents of 2 or more children would attest to.
Anytime you want to come over to babysit, Tom, you're welcome.
Yeah, I'll check my schedule. I'm pretty busy coming up, but we might be able to find a window. But Julien, you get to escape. You get to escape out on the tour, right?
I do. Well, but the nice thing is when I'm home, I'm home. I don't work, so I can take Madeline to school and I can take the kids and give Mama a break here. But it's fun. It's chaos. It's madness, but we're enjoying it.
Down a little bit.
She said you got to tilt the camera down so you can see Logan. Yeah.
She loves her little brother.
Yeah.
You couldn't see his face, so you have to see his face, so you just have to.
Right. You got to tilt it down. Yeah, you could have a future in the television business,
You can see who runs the show around here.
Yeah, I can tell who's the boss. And Mallory, Julien's out caddying on the tour, so you actually have a lot of time at home with the kids now, and that's a very different life for you, I'm sure, than what you were doing previously.
Yes. Sometimes I think about playing on tour and it literally feels like a different lifetime, or sometimes it even feels like it was like imaginary. I didn't even do it. Life is very different now, but it's awesome. This is what it's all about. And luckily we've got Julien's mom is here and my parents are here and have a lot of help when he's on the road. And we're very thankful for that.
Well, it's been great talking to you all. So great to see how this story has played out, and it's got a very happy ending. Always wonderful to catch up, and I'm so glad that things have played out the way they have.
Thanks, Tom.
Good to see you, Tom. Thanks, man.